Hey guys, welcome back to the Psalms to God YouTube channel. So, as I prepare to do a pin haul type of a video, and as I finished up adding some Bible tabs to my journal or to my Bible, um, and as I have I've made my new journal and shown that on the channel, I started to have some feelings about supplies being used. I get lots of YouTube recommendations that have titles like essential supplies for the Christian girl, or, my top Bible journaling supplies, or, things like that. And I remembered way back when I say way back when, and I probably mean like a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, but I'm not sure how much pre-COVID. Um, I was looking for a journaling Bible because I typically don't write in my Bible, and I was looking for one I could write in. And I found the Illustrated Faith Bible, and I looked that thing up online and saw that it was $99. And I was like, the devil is a liar. Where in this book did Jesus charge for scripture? I understand it costs money to print on the paper, it costs money to bind it. I'm in the business of journal making. I understand. And for something like this, it's a study Bible. It took people time to research the information and to write it in. I get it. That's why it's not free. I do miss the days where you could go into any church and there would be a free Bible, but there are free Bible apps, which I want to talk about in this video. But I get that. But $99 is excessive. That is absolutely outrageous. And I was mad, y'all. I was on a whole different level of mad when I saw that Bible was $99. And I refuse to buy it. Even if I can afford it, I refuse. So also, guys, this is Allie. I have a new kitten. Bubbles is also still here, but Allie is the one joining us today. Um, but yes, I wanted to discuss this because I do see a lot of videos where people talk about these essential tools they use to study the Bible. And I was thinking back about, in particular, these tabs. The first time I tabbed my Bible, I was in grad school, and I was just starting to get serious about reading the Bible daily and purposefully. And I had trouble flipping to the chapters or the verses that I wanted. And so I decided to tab the Bible, and I use sticky notes. I didn't use the big square ones, but they have the little strip ones, the ones that have like little arrow point to them that are meant for like your notes in college. I had a ton of them because I was in college. I just repurposed them, took a pen, wrote the names of the books on them, stuck them in manually. It wasn't perfect, but it was highly functional. So for those of you on a budget, and you want to tab your Bible, but you don't want to spend money for fancy tabs like this, just use sticky notes. It works. Don't let nobody tell you it doesn't. But things like that. As I mentioned, I'm working on a pin haul, and I'm probably going to talk a little bit more about which pins I actually use and stuff. In that, I do have one video on the channel already, but I wanted to do a better quality one. So I've been working on editing that. But like, I feel like a lot of people who are able start to use all of these extra things, and it's all good. I do too. Sometimes I spend money on things that I don't necessarily need to spend money on. But you have a lot of people who would like to do things and don't necessarily have the means to do it, and it can be overwhelming when you look on YouTube and you see people buying $99 Bibles and then using, $100 set of markers to draw in said Bible. And you're like, this seems very counter to what the purpose and the message of the word actually is. And I was feeling that way as I started seeing a lot of these things. And so I wanted to come on and talk about some cheaper or free alternatives. when I first started really digging into the Bible, like I said, I was in grad school and I was broke. I was broke. So I didn't have all of this extra money to be investing in, top of the line everything. So one thing I can say is if you want to do in-depth Bible studies, there are a couple of different apps that are free. Now, I really wish I had memorized. A pastor once told me about an app that had like everything in it. It has the interlinear Bible, it has concordances, it has commentaries, it has like a bunch of different translations of the Bible. It is free for Windows. It is not free for Mac, and that's why I didn't memorize it, because I have a Mac, and I was just like, I don't care. But if I can find it, I will list it in the comment section below for those of you who are Windows users, and you can download that app. There's also the Blue Letter Bible app that is a favorite of mine. You can read the Bible in English, and you can also see the interlinear and then look at the different words in their original language, do word studies, or just get a better understanding of what the original scriptures meant. Things like Bible Gateway, again, free website that you can use. It has pretty much every translation you could think of. It also has like the parallel thing where you can read one translation here and one translation here and compare them, which is really nice. I think Bible Gateway also has commentaries. Bible Hub, very similar to Bible Gateway. There's also the Bible app that you can put on your phone. And the best thing about these things is you don't even need tabs, because you can just type in what you're looking for. You can do search. Control F is your friend. Those things were very, very beneficial to me in the beginning of my studies. Also, a regular composition notebook from the Dollar Tree, it works just as good as a fancy notebook. You don't need Archer and Olive. You don't need Lloydstrom, Moleskine. What are the other popular ones? There's a bunch of them. When I first started journaling, I was in the bullet journaling community, and I really, really wanted a Lloydstrom because I thought I absolutely had to have it. Did not absolutely have to have it. I ended up making my own journals just because I like the journal making process, and it is a slightly cheaper, but you may not be in that position either. So to that extent, the composition notebooks at the Dollar Tree, they will get the job done. You don't need all the pens. I don't know if I've mentioned it in my previous pen video. I do plan to talk about it some in the pen video that I'm working on, but you don't have to buy the most expensive pens. You will find that there are certain pens you lean towards or certain colors that you lean towards, and you know, you can stick to that. You can be as simple as you want to, because the real thing is connecting with the word. And I get it, because I like the pretty stuff, which I assume most people do, and that's how we get kind of wrapped up in all the assortments of pens and all of the fancy Bibles and all of the fancy tabs, and it's just something something nice. And if I'm being honest, it is a place where you spend money and you don't feel as guilty because you're spending it for studying the word. So it feels different to be buying, art supplies to journal about God, as opposed to buying art supplies just to tinker with art supplies, or like it feels different than when I was buying shoes every month, because the shoes didn't really have a rhyme or reason. But it's not that different. It is possible to get carried away. It is possible to overindulge in supplies. And, I just wanted to come on and be honest about that for a minute, that, some of us may sometimes cross that line. I look at my pen collection and I think I possibly crossed that line. And I do find it, I think I've mentioned this in other videos, I do think that it is part of my responsibility as a content creator to occasionally pop in and remind you that you don't need all of the things to have a beautiful journal. You don't have to have all of the things to have a functional journal. And you don't need any of the things to actually connect with the Most High God. You all you need is the word. You can use it on your phone, you can use it on your computer. You don't have to have a computer, you don't have to have a phone. You can go to the library and you can read it there. It may be a little bit less convenient, but it is still a thing. Um, the Lord never required money. He paid the price. And I mean, he paid for everything, but you don't see any examples in the Bible where Christ is like, yeah, I have this sermon for the mount. I'm on the mountaintop. I got a sermon for you, but before you come in, I need that cover charge. Come here, Allie. I'm sorry, guys. Um, but that's not how it is. And so I did want to remind you guys that you should definitely stay within your budget. Come here. That you should stay within your budget, and you should not let people on YouTube intimidate you. And since she's so short, I will introduce you guys. This is Allie. Say hi, Allie Bear. She is Bubbles' new little sister, and she will probably also be frequenting my videos in the future. So it may get hectic because I might have two cats running through my videos. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, that's all I have for today's video. Leave me comments in the comment section below about, you know, how you've been coping with the onslaught of things for Christians to buy, things marketed directly towards us, and how you feel about that kind of advertising in general, and any tips and tricks and cheaper ways that you found to do things to help other people who are listening would be greatly appreciated, because there is always a cheaper way to do it. So thanks guys for listening, and I will be back. And yes, it's very contradictory that probably the next video I upload will be a pin haul, but you don't need all the pins, I promise. Bye guys.